Welcome back, gents. I'm halfway through a project here, and the star of the show is this, the Redding Form and Trim die. I bought this because, well, it's 2022, and brass is getting kind of hard to come by. So, since I fire what's becoming a obsolete round, we'll go ahead and say 7x57 Mauser, I'm starting to wonder if I can get different components and just convert them. I mean, that's part of the point of these form and trim dies, right? Well, I have a supply of Lapua, or Lapua, however you want to say it, 8x57 Mauser that I would like to sacrifice just to see how well I can do with manufacturing my own brass. And above here, I have some other things. These are salvages from the range. This is 270 Winchester, if I remember right. Yeah, you can barely see that, but it is. You see right there, 270 Winchester. This is one I just simply tried to run through a full-length sizing die, and you can see where I had some of the usual telltale problems. Here's the dimple that you get near the vent hole. I probably used too much of the Imperial sizing die wax. And then up here, it crumpled from the shoulder going into the neck. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's not quite so bad. If I were to use less lube, both of these would probably be a non-issue, but it's a common occurrence, so I've read online. And from the couple that I tried to do, yeah, that seems to be the case. This is garbage anyway, because not only from the dimple, but if you look in from this side, oh, you just barely saw it there. You can see how there's, yeah, light is getting through the neck. So this is garbage. This is only for demonstration purposes only, but there, you guys saw it. This is also 270 Winchester. Yes, it is. This I actually put through my body die, and then I resized it. And if you look near the shoulder, you'll see where there's some slight crumpling. It's almost more of a wavy form. Long story short, it wasn't like a perfect conversion. So this is the point where I said, you know, I even used like a very slight amount of wax with that one, or sizing lube, say. And so that's when I bought this. And I basically want to see how well I can manufacture my own brass. Now, I already put one through my press here. In fact, you can see the brass sticking out the very top. It's at this point that if you want to, you can use your standard file. This is just like a $3 special from like Harbor Freight. And you can go to town on that and just get it until it's flat. They do warn you to be careful of, hitting the file on the top of the die. Not necessarily because you're going to damage the die. It's heat treated. They're actually worried you're going to damage the file. And I think I'd have to get the lighting right. Yeah, I think near the top there you can see where the die kind of dulled where I hit that. I wasn't being the most careful. Whatever though. Anyway, so I have 8 more pieces to go through here. I don't think I'm going to bother trimming because I believe the max length, even after I'm fully resized everything, is going to be under the max length for 7x57. So I'm not worried about it. And if it is, I'll just use my trusty Wilson case trimmer there. I am doing it kind of an inefficient way where I'm first doing this, but then doing the body and then the neck size. I don't think I'm going to be using my new expander mandrel, but I put it there just to kind of show off regardless. I have a lot of dies because I like to tinker. So if you have comments about that, I mean, feel free to, but I'm going to do me. And if you guys learn from this, more the better, because that's the point of these videos. You know what? Just for funsies, let's take this one out. Let's show you how maybe the first step of this goes. Hard to do when you're... All this is hard to do with one hand. And it might be a little bit rocky. There. And you can see where it's sticking up right there. Is that a little burr I see? Yeah, it is. Anyway, so I'm going to finish reforming those. After that, I'm going to put it through the body die, the neck size die, probably call it good. Measure things just to make sure everything's okay, and, well, go from there. I'll load up those cartridges and see how well they do on paper. There, I'm fully loaded up. So I'm using Sierra Match Kings 150 grainers, accurate 4064 in 36, 36.5, and 37 grain increments. I feel like I'm going really old school here. Sierra Match Kings in 4064. There are the bullets. And before I seeded them with my ultra micrometer seeding die, I put a little bit of dry neck lube on the bases so they seeded nice and smooth. You can tell that the seeding stem for my die isn't exactly the best fit. You can see a little slight ring there, but it's no deformation. I feel nothing. That's purely aesthetic, I guess we'll go in and say. But yeah, CCI number 34 primers, Lapua brass. Let's see how well they do out to the range. Okay, we're out here late in the day. Here's my reformed Lapua brass from 8x57 Mauser to 7x57 Mauser. 150 grain Sierra Match Kings with CCI number 34 primers and propelled by accurate 4064. Here is my ER Shaw, pardon the gunfire, ER Shaw Mark 7, chambered in again, 7x57 Mauser. I just have a simple 5x20 Bushnell scope on it, and I'm using a front and rear rest, and distance is going to be 100 yards. Let's see how well they group.